Today is the 2nd of August 2023, and I would like to introduce you to pie charts. Okay, thank you for everybody who has been watching our videos, and if it is helping you, please share, like, subscribe, and follow us. It depends on the platform which you are watching us from. Okay, it will be very appreciated. Normally in the comment section I write, and please follow my notes/script. So I watch the video before I upload, and when I upload I watch it again. Okay, so at times I realize that there are times like 50 I might end up saying 5. Okay, what I'm pointing to is what I meant to say. Okay, so for instance, if I say 5 here instead of 25, then please go by 25, because these are my notes. Okay, I did it myself. For instance, this is 100, this is not 10. Okay, so assuming you saw something like that, go by what I'm pointing at. Okay, thank you very much. I want to introduce you to pie charts. When you are doing pie charts, you might we use the concept of a circle. Okay, it's a circle that is divided into different portions. Okay, now the circle, the angle in a circle is 360. Okay, so with that knowledge, when we draw a pie chart, we'll be able to use that, do calculations with that, and then end up saying that this is what this represents, or this is what this percentage represents, or this is what this value represents, depending on the question that has been thrown at us. Okay, this morning I want to show you, if you are doing your GCSE maths, or even you are doing an additional maths or A-level maths, you always need to have some of these with you. Okay, your protractors, your rulers, pens, pencils. You might have to get one of that, or the one in the math set form. Okay, with pie charts, you would need a compass and a pencil. If you are going to write an exam, I would advise you to fix it this way and put it in your transparent pencil case. Okay, you might need a ruler like this, a protractor, okay, a rubber, and a pencil. Okay, in case a question on pie chart comes. Okay, I'm quickly going to demonstrate to you how you can draw the circle, assuming if you are being asked to do that. Okay, So it is not difficult if you set everything. So you try and keep that. Okay, I hope my paper doesn't move. And just try and turn it around. Okay. There. Okay. And there you've got your circle. Okay, this is how you can do it. Now, if you are being asked to do a circle of maybe 2 centimeters, that might be your ruler. So in a circle of radius 2 centimeters, that might be your ruler. So you might just have to try and measure 2 centimeters. Okay, if the diameter is 6, then you are going for 3, but this is like 2 centimeters. Okay, that will be 2. Okay, so if you draw 2 centimeters radius, you will get a diameter of 4. If you draw a 3 centimeters radius, that will be a diameter of 6. Okay, on this ruler it says centimeters. Okay, but if it is in meters, you can do a scale of 1 meter to 1 centimeter. Okay, so the examiner knows that even though you've measured 2 centimeters, your scale is 1 centimeter to 1 meter. What I mean is you can write 1 centimeter equals 1 meter as your scale. Okay, because if you want to draw a 1 meter accurate circle for a pie chart, it will be very, very large. Okay, so you can do 1 centimeter to 1 meter and then measure 2 centimeters on your ruler and use it to draw the circle nicely. Okay, now let's look at this example here. I've drawn a pie chart here. Okay, I can't really remember what scale I use here because I wasn't given any radius, but it's similar to this, so I assume the radius is 2 centimeters, but we don't need it to solve this question. Okay, now this pie chart represents 100 Zoom participants from a certain country we don't know. Now what they did after the Zoom is they found out that 50 of the participants came from the south, 25 came from the west. Okay, and there was 25 from the east. Okay, so this is what they drew for their pie charts so that they can show it to their board of directors. So maybe next time they want to encourage more people from the south or the north to participate. Okay, so that they can give this to their receptionist to focus more on participants from the north. Okay, so they can get more viewers from the north, because it looks like in the whole country more of the south people are interested. It can be for so many reasons, but this is how pie charts can help organizations, and most of the time this is how they make some decisions. So they can give you a pie chart, and then they'll say that in the south there are so many children, maybe 50% or 90% of the children are in poverty, but in this part there is only 5%. Then they end up focusing more and putting more resources to help organizations and schools in that area to help the less advantage, and get them into more school and into more charity groups, so that they can participate more, okay, and get an education. Okay, so now let's look at this as well. This pie chart represents 3,000 football spectators. Okay, so this is the whole pie chart, and it represents 3,000 football spectators. How many represent the shaded portion? So the full pie chart represents 3,000 people who went to watch a football match. Okay, now they've shaded a part. So look at it. It looks like the parts that have been shaded are somehow equal. So they've shaded one, no, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 parts. The shaded parts, okay, represent how many people represent the shaded parts. Okay, so you divide 8 by 3,000, and when you do that on the calculator, you get 375 spectators. Okay, so if there are, assuming they want to sit them, and there are 8 different stands, then they know that they can put 375 in each stand. So maybe this will be A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. So each stand can have 375 spectators. Okay, now let's look at our second example. These are simple things you need to know about pie chart, because by knowing this, it makes it easier for you to interpret. Okay, this pie chart represents 21,700 visits to a shopping mall on a Tuesday. So they realized that on Tuesday, these are the amount of visitors they get. The shaded portion represents shoppers who did not purchase anything. So maybe there's a scan in front and at the back of the shopping mall that sees people who are coming through and people who are going out. And then they realize that this amount of people came in, but they didn't shop and they buy anything. So now here, the pie chart has been divided into 16 parts, and 3 of those parts represent people who did not buy anything. Okay, now there are so many ways of doing this. Okay, but if you're a basic learner or you are in a low set, the best thing to do is divide 21,700 by 16, because it's divided into 16 portions. So when you divide by 16, you get 1,356.25, and then you times by 3, because this value here is for one portion. Okay, so when you times by 3, you get 4,068.75. Okay, I use the calculator here, but I can't leave my answer this way because these are shoppers. Okay, these are visitors. Okay, so 4,680.75 is not right. I need to leave my answer as a whole number. Okay, so I've brought the approximation sign here. We did this in mathematical symbol, and then I've written 4,069, purchase nothing. Okay, because even though this answer is right, we can't have 0.75 visitors. It's less than 1. Every visitor is counted as a whole number. Okay, so that will be our answer there. Okay, here is another example of how to interpret a pie chart. In the beginning, I said the full pie chart should represent 360 degrees because it's a circle. So we have here 90 degrees because we know that 90 degrees has this sign. Okay, then we measured 135 degrees, we measured 70 degrees, and we measured 65. Okay, I might decide to show you how to divide a pie chart into accurate angles, another lesson. Okay, or you can learn it at school. It's easy to do. You just need a protractor and a ruler, as I showed you in the beginning of the lesson. You need one of this, and you need a ruler. And then after you've drawn your circle and measured the radius, you can use that. Okay, so you just use this to put it at the center there. Okay, on the line that you've drawn, the radius here, and then you measure the angle from there to there, and then you turn it again. Okay, you put it there, make sure that side is at the center. okay, and then you measure. So if you do that, you should accurately come up with what I have drawn here, okay? But I might demonstrate it one of these days. Today, let's look at the question because our time is going a bit fast. Okay, so in a farm, on one day, okay, they picked 90% of apples. So this is the apple section, which is 3,100 apples. Okay, they pick 65% plum. So this is just a plum section. They pick 70, not percentage, please, 90 degrees apples, okay, to represent the pie chart, which is 3,100. 135 degrees of tomatoes, okay, not degrees as in temperature, degrees here as in angles, okay. 65 degrees as plum, and 70 degrees as oranges. In total, okay, they picked 12,400. That is how much they pick in all this fruit and veg that they picked. Okay, how many tomatoes, plum, and oranges did they pick? So straight away, we know that 135 degrees plus 90 degrees plus 70 plus 65 should equal to 360, because the angle in a pie chart or in a circle is 360. We've been told how much the apples represent. So the apples represent 3,100. Okay. Now, the tomatoes, they said they had 135 degrees, and it's a larger portion. Okay. So tomatoes is 135 divided by 360 times 12,400. Okay, so now if you use the calculator, you do 135 divided by 360 times 12,400. If you do that, you are going to get 4,650 tomatoes. Okay, so we know how much tomatoes was picked. Now let's look at the plum. When you look at here, they had 65 degrees. So 65 divided by 360 on the calculator. Then you multiply by 12,400. Now on the calculator, you come up with the answer 2238.88889. But it's a plum. You can't have this fraction. So you need to make it a whole number. So now you have 2239 plums. Okay. Oranges represent 70 degrees because we've been told here. So 70 again divided by 360 on the calculator, and then you multiply by 12,400. Here too you have 2411.1111. Okay, now you can't have 0.1111 oranges, so you have to make it a whole number. So it will be 2411 oranges. Okay, now when you add everything, the amount of apples picked, the amount of plum picked, the amount of tomatoes, and the amount of oranges, you should get 12,400. Okay, if you don't get that, then there is something wrong with one of your calculation. You should quickly go back and check. Okay, so now when you add all this together from the calculator, okay, I got 12,400 pigs. So even though they've drew it on the pie chart, okay, it is easier to see. So if the owner of the farm came, he can say that, well, on this particular day we had more tomatoes, and followed by more apples, and then plum, and then oranges. So assuming they have to deliver more oranges to the shop, then maybe on the following day they would try and pick more oranges. Okay, because the shop owners might be telling the farm manager what they are coming for, depending on what is short in the shop. If you don't need tomatoes, the shop will not be ordering more tomatoes. Okay, so maybe they might need more plum and oranges. So because they have picked less plum and oranges, they might end up on the following day focusing to pick more oranges, more plum than tomatoes. Okay, because in their delivery they need to give more of these to the shops. I hope I'm clear on that. So this is how pie charts help shops, help organizations, help governments, help other sectors in society to make decisions. Okay, so I think we've done enough today, knowing that we've been doing algebra this time and you've enjoyed this lesson. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next lesson.